welcome back to another video. I've got a different angle, a lot of mess behind me, and today's video is going to be, I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I'm thinking a little bit of a vlog style, some voiceovers later on, but I am going to take you with me in packing my items for an overseas move. Yes, I am moving from Italy, where I am right now, and moving back home to California. My husband is in the military, and our next duty station and assignment is going to be in California, and I'm really excited to be close to family again, back home. And I've made so many friends in the online stationery community close to where I live, and I didn't know them when I lived there. I met them online when I was in Italy. So I'm really excited for my love for stationery to be a little more social as I move back to California. So I have been packing and organizing as much as I can in different categories of our household, and I'm going back to my stationery now to pack what I can in the suitcases I'm going to have with me on the plane, what I am going to have to sacrifice and wait a little bit longer. I'm going to have to make those tough decisions in this video. So I am going to have suitcases on me when I fly to California. I'm going to have an express shipment, which is estimated to take about a month, could be longer. And then we have our household goods, which goes by ship or boat in containers, and that can take as long as up to 6 months. But we were quoted about 3.5 months. So anything that goes in there, I've got to say goodbye for until September. And that's going to be very hard with some stationery. So I'm trying to not have anything go in the boat shipment. Hopefully, if I'm not able to fit it in my suitcase, because I'm trying to minimize that as well, then I'll be able to get it on the express shipment, which goes via cargo plane if there's space available. Before we get started and I show you the mess and what I've been packing, I need my motivational drink. I always have to start an errand or a task or something by having my motivational drink, and it just gets me going, it gets me active. So let's go make a green Thai iced tea. Okay, I've got my drink. This is a Thai iced green tea, and it's been what I've been drinking lately. I have not been able to tolerate any coffee because of my pregnancy. Okay, so let me show you the space. It is a mess, as expected with moving, but I have already kind of put things in piles of what's going where. But first, let's go over my desk. A lot of this here is going in the suitcase, as much as I can fit in there. That's the biggest suitcase I have that fits carry-on dimensions. So I'm gonna have to fit as much as I can here. I will have a checked bag on us going through with some stationery and probably other items like clothes for myself. But I want to minimize anything actually leaving my side, because you just never know. Even checked bags get lost. I will have to check all of my inks. Liquids are not permittable on any of the housing shipments, whether it's express or the boat. So I'm going to have to do this by checked bag. That's for the best anyways. It'll probably be the most protected there. I just hope, my bag doesn't get lost or find its way on a different route. Because I know we move a lot with the military, I tend to keep a lot of the boxes and packaging for things. So I will slip this back into that packaging. Over here are pouches that I plan to keep and have with me. A lot of the stuff on the desk, as I mentioned, is stuff that I plan to have on me, on my person, and be able to use right away when we land in California. I will be bringing my Canon printer. It's going to fit in one of these pouches. I have in here a lot of miscellaneous journaling supplies I do not need right away. I'm okay with seeing that, you know, in a month or two from now. I've pretty much emptied as much as I could down here. A lot of this is my kids playing with stuff while I organize, but for the most part, these are supplies that I will have to organize and bring. This is pretty much empty. This is just my stress chocolate drawer for a while I organize and make lists of all the things that I need to do. And then this cart, I have some things like my Delphonics here that I am going to keep on me. My stamps, my rubber stamps there, I plan to put in my checked bag. This stuff here in the corner is stuff I tried to destash that didn't sell, so I will probably be adding these to a box to see in a month or two from now. So on Instagram, I asked what people do with their boxes, whether I should throw mine away or not. I was pretty set on throwing them away, but I got an overwhelming response saying, do not throw them away. And it's just because you never know that whether your preferences will change a lot. I love my sailors, but I don't know. I can't say for sure that I'm going to still want all my sailors in a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. Who knows? I do hope that fountain pens will be a lifelong hobby for me. So since this box is still small, I thought, why not just keep them all? I will worry about getting rid of the boxes when they no longer fit in this box. And then somebody told me I was the same way. I started out with a small bin, then to a bigger bin, then to a bigger bin, until you're like, oh, I'll fit as many as I can in the bin, but you just keep getting a bigger bin. So I do plan on keeping all of these because if I do resell any, the value is still great when you have a box, and of course it keeps it protected when you ship it. So in here, I have mostly all my Travelers Company things, pretty much all Travelers Company, and then I just put these pen trays that I have. This top one I cut to fit my Classic-y box, but that is in here so it doesn't get bent. And then I just have all of my Travelers things. So I've got my water bottles. They're actually not in here. I use the black one, the khaki olive one I need to put back in the box. But yeah, a lot of my finished inserts. I am nervous because I'm going to send this in express. I would ideally like to keep my finished inserts on my person because, you know, you just can't get back the time and memories you've created when making travel journals like this. But I would just be bringing it and taking up space, and I'm just gonna have my fingers crossed. I really don't know what else to say. I'm just, you know, so limited on space. I will be traveling 5 months pregnant with a dog and 2 kids. And so my husband will do all of the heavy lifting with our luggage. So I really can't, you know, just max out our luggage. This is all of the packaging for my TNs. Every single one of my TNs is going to travel on me. And then I have here all of my blank inserts ready to use for future project journals. I've got accessories like extra folders and things like that. My watercolor journal. I have passport inserts. These are, they're not liquid, but they're like cream gel. So I don't know. Hopefully those pass. That's the progress that I have. I need to get started and just stop talking because that is all waiting for me. The last of everything is up in this storage. Not bad though. I've already emptied out my Classic-y box. this is all my archived journals. So journals since 2017. In 2017, I was doing one journal per year, so that's why it's not that crazy big yet. But since last year, I've been having like 5 journals per year. I've already taped up and closed up my washi drawer. I need to tape up my pet tape drawer. I have my Canon selfie ink cartridges and paper. This I need to figure out, sorry, I'm not even showing you. This I need to figure out how much I'm actually going to keep on my person for this summer for me to be able to use, and then the rest I will send with the shipment. Everything down here was for my kids, but that's packed up already. So not too bad. Okay, let's finally get started now. So a problem I'm running into is too many loose items. So I need to try and condense all the loose things that I use for decorating. I have 2 sticker inserts and a PET folder thing that I made. So I'm gonna grab one of my TNs and just combine that. Let's just shove everything out of the way. Deal with all of this later. But here are some of the loose things that I'm talking about. I use these 2 sticker release insert books. This one is pretty filled up with stuff. And then this, I started putting figures, girls in here just to like easily separate them. And then this has been my long time pet loop storage now. So a lot of these have been in here for a while, but these are the main things that I use to try and decorate with, and I just don't want to have so many loose things. So let's try and condense it and use one of my TNs. I think the best one to use is going to be my California one, since that is where I am moving to. So I'm going to empty this out. I'm gonna gut this now, and I'll stick this in another cover. Most of my TNs I've configured to have 2 elastics. I'm surprised that this one I have not done yet, so I guess now would be the time to do that. All right, some spare elastics. I'm really tempted to do an orange one. It is going to show on the spine, but I think it'll look really cool with the, whoa, just making a mess now. I think it'll look really nice with the orange patch. So let's try it out. So I'm gonna start in the back here, and I want the orange to be behind the olive. Pull it through. Feed this through the bottom. And I will probably redo this bookmark tie I've done to the orange elastic so that the bookmark sits towards the back. Okay, move the bookmark out of the way. Feed this up and over, giving enough slack so it doesn't have too much tension to bend the cover inwards. That orange is a pop. I'm gonna make sure I'm still sticking to the back. I can pull this orange elastic now and just make sure that it sits nicely. Tie this off now, making sure everything's aligned before I tie it off. Get it as close to the end of the knot as I can, so I don't have to trim too much on both ends. Okay, so before I cut this off, I'm going to test it with my inserts, and it's with just the leather cover. You can see the tension is just enough that it's not like bowing the leather into itself like that. So I'm happy with the tension. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this now. Tie this to the orange band. But I want it to be tight, which is why I'm going to tie it with the inserts in it. There. And now I have my very chunky ephemera, stickers, pet tape, everything TN. So all my deco stuff is in one place now instead of 3 separate inserts. See if it fits nicely in the canvas bag still. Sometimes it gets hard. Perfect. It is an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I have no idea, later, and everything is a lot more organized now. I asked on Instagram if I should sell my desk, and while we are underweight and everything, I know that I eventually want a different desk, so might as well sell it. It's gonna sell easier here because military families are constantly coming and going on this space, and so I already looked up the same exact desk locally, and it's selling for even cheaper than what I bought this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell the desk, but everything else is all ready to go. So I've got a total of the one underneath, 2 big totes, and then 2 smaller totes and a little box there. Here is the inks. I wrapped it around one of our thinnest beach towels, another beach towel, just to protect the luggage. I'm really worried about, because this is so heavy and a steel case, that it could break the luggage bag. This is just tote bags that I plan to bring. And then here I've got 3 layers of my little storage things with stamps. The very bottom one has some other inks, and then 2 more Toyo toolboxes. Toyo steel toolboxes. 2 more Toyo toolboxes, and then my sticker Delphonics pouch, my kids' journals. This is something that I'm selling to a local friend. My Canon selfie printer. I've got everything organized in my tote. This is what I'm still using every day, so I just wanted to make sure that it did fit in here. And then again, all of my TNs. This is empty, but I thought I would probably need a pouch for when I journal around my parents' house or go to a meetup. Some supplies. I go through glue tape really fast with my photo a day journal. I realized last night, catching up in my journals, that I put photos in every journal now. And that is thanks to the addition of the Canon selfie end of last year. It's funny because all last year was pet tape, rubber stamps, and all this year is photos. So everything that's in the tote will eventually be on this side, and everything else is either, you know, I still plan to cut all of this stuff up and stick in a sticker release. Everything's pretty much ready. Watercolor stuff to go with my things to keep my kids entertained on the plane. I've been doing my planning backwards because I just don't know what I'm really gonna have the energy for every single day. I was saying, I just really don't know what I have the energy for. I have no choice but to really push myself and get as much done. But I will be doing room to room, and I never really finish one room. I see something and I go put it away in the proper spot, and then I start organizing where I started putting something away, and then I just go all around the house and do a little bit of every room, every category of things. And so it's been really hard to make a to-do list. I know I wouldn't stick to it, and at the end of the day, when I go to check things off, I won't be able to check a single thing off. Just mark each one as started or partially started. And so I do whatever I can get done, and then I log what I did that day. And that just makes me feel like I'm accomplishing a lot more and being productive, even though it's not productive to be scattered all around the house, but it's getting done. It's getting done. And now I can't wait to have some more social journaling content, as far as like meetups and attending travelers company events and things like that. So thank you again for sticking with me. If you were new and got to the end of this video, thank you so much, and I hope you consider subscribing. And for all of my longtime friends, thank you so much for your support. I started this journaling journey in my time here in Italy, and it is bittersweet to be ending this chapter because so much growth has happened for me here. But I'm really excited to take all that I started in this place and bring it forward with me in my future endeavors and to continue this stationery, fountain pen, journal loving part of me into the next chapter in California. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.